Thank you, Ezekiel, for the warm welcome, and of course for the work that you and of course Wayne Golding and David Toa has put into making sure that this summit and this CEO summit especially is a success. But firstly, let me acknowledge some of our leaders of the Pacific Island countries who are here with us today, and also some of the members of parliament, my colleague members of parliament, and ministers of state who have joined us on this occasion. But to all the members of the ABAC committee and CEO Summit organizers, you have done an outstanding job. Let me express my own appreciation for the work that you have done, and also to the summit partners who have contributed to this program, particularly the sponsors of the CEO Summit. Our government is committed to a constructive partnership between public and private sectors. We have seen this through the APEC preparations. Let me start by welcoming all the delegates who are here to Papua New Guinea. I'm sure many of you, it's the first time that you are visiting our country. You have come a long way, and I hope that you are enjoying your stay here with us, and you are impressed with what you have seen so far. Too often, the international media focuses on the negativities. That is not to say that we do not have challenges in our country, but Papua New Guinea is changing for the better, and news reporting is becoming more positive. I hope today provides you with an opportunity to interact between our government leaders and, of course, our business community. Hosting APEC in Papua New Guinea has been a challenging one, but also rewarding for all citizens of our country as we open up Papua New Guinea to the world. We have been a member of APEC since 1993. So after 25 years of membership, I think it was time, and it was right time to host this prestigious event. More importantly, it is the right time to host this event because our economy continues to grow, and it is continuing to demonstrate maturity and stability. After 43 years as an independent nation, we have gone through some very challenging economic times, but we are now changing that. This is all changing because over the last 16 years, we have seen continuous economic growth, and in that time we have seen stable political leadership. Even during the global financial crisis and the recent downturn in global commodity prices, and of course the devastating drought and earthquakes that our country has suffered, we have so far maintained positive economic growth. We have managed our economy in a very stable and responsible way, and today we are seeing some strong growth and a turnaround in our economy. This strong and stable economic management by our government has recently been vindicated by the international financial community. In September, we went to our foundation successful international bond market where we exceeded expectations, and our PNG bond was oversubscribed by more than 600%. Let me tell you that this is a very significant outcome for our country. The biggest financial institutions around the world took a close look at our country and certainly liked what they saw. And of course, they wanted to be a part of that future success of our continued economic growth. Papua New Guinea has now become part of the international financial architecture. This is a real confidence for our country and our people, and especially for our investors who are investing in our country. Including the Wall Street Journal recently noted a very positive economic management of in our country, and also of the opportunities that are ahead for Papua New Guinea. Today we are seeing real confidence returning back into many sectors of our economy, more particularly to our business community. We are seeing strong opportunities, particularly in tourism, agriculture, fisheries, and the resource sector. In fact, this morning we signed up for the second LNG project in our country with Total and ExxonMobil and Oil Sets. This is a real strong boost for our economy. Through the ABAC process, we are also promoting our culture, our heritage, and our economy to the world. This is now attracting new capital into the country, and of course, more visitors into our country. The ABAC involvement is an investment in our economy, and for any nation in our ABAC communities. And more so, it's an investment for our people. Through the ABAC policy discussion and our work on the regulatory reforms, these are deepening our regional economic integration. We are increasing trade and business in the region. Today, I want to acknowledge the support that we have received from many friends, particularly in the ABAC community, for making sure that we have a successful ABAC this year. The theme for this summit and for the ABAC Papua New Guinea is particularly important and relevant for our people. Creating inclusive opportunities and embracing the digital feature is essential for any country, and of course our partners in the ABAC community. There are a number of central concepts that we need to discuss. That is that how do we build more inclusive societies where everyone can benefit from the economic growth and development? And how do we reduce inequality and remove unfair practices in our region? That is why the work in the ABAC process is very important. Our member economies, our governments, and our businesses must continue to create opportunities, and that can be done also by embracing the digital revolution. The ABAC process has been a proactive one, but also much so that it is highlighting the major challenges we face. And not wanting to preempt the outcomes from the ABAC report that will be presented to the leaders tomorrow, let me highlight just 3 issues. The first challenge that we have is that working within the internationally agreed system to address grievances. This includes actions by major economies that has a huge impact on the trade flows. As smaller economies, countries like Papua New Guinea place considerable reliance on the international trade, and especially the international trade rules. We suffer when rules are broken or ignored, and we benefit when rules are followed by all countries, large and small. Our country is playing an increasing role, like everyone else, in the international forums such as the WTO. We must continue that. We must continue to benefit from such arrangements. The second challenge that I want to highlight is that governments need to continue to be more engaged and more actively engaged with civil society and businesses so that we can explain the benefits of economic integration. We all know that governments cannot work in isolation. We must engage and embrace the private sector and the civil society if we are to continue to drive the economic growth. This is an enormous challenge. So much of freer trade, expanded trade is not going to be fully appreciated by businesses, let alone our civil society, if we do not communicate. Free trade must be embraced so that we can enhance freedoms for our people, freedoms for greater investment opportunities, opportunities for expanding in businesses and creating greater job options for our people. Trade is very critical, but itself is not enough. Governments need to create active policies to share the economic development prospects and reduce income inequality in our society. More trade, more free trade is vital, and of course this alone will not deliver the sustained and the wider economic development that we aspire. Policies must be aimed at improving productivity, raising low and middle income levels so that we can be able to make a better standard of living for our people. We require structural adjustments and a real desire for greater inclusiveness. And the third challenge is that promotion of an environment that allows members of the society to make sure that they participate fully in the digital revolution that is taking place. To do that, economies must deliver an adequate investment in the infrastructure that is needed to deliver efficient, reliable, but more affordable internet access across the societies in our community. All APEC members today are expanding their digital access. We look to the private sector to capitalize on this and make investments that will lead to more innovations. In Papua New Guinea, our government is committed to leading the way in encouraging investment in infrastructure that will facilitate the digital access, especially by small to medium enterprises and our business community. This is a fundamental driver of the economic growth that we aspire to achieve. That is why governments must be committed to the inclusiveness agenda. The digital revolution offers us the prospect of ensuring that no citizen is left behind. But certainly this is not automatic. We must all work together to achieve the outcomes that we desire. There should be no space for digital divide, on whatever grounds that divide may be generated, be it be gender, ethnic groupings, education, or where the person lives. We must have the unique opportunity so that we can overcome the digital divide, and we must embrace it totally. That is why I'm looking forward with anticipation for the outcomes of this summit and, of course, the reports by the ABAC. I welcome all the speakers and moderators and, of course, fellow APEC leaders, but more importantly, all the delegates who are here today to APEC 2018 Papua New Guinea CEO Summit. This is a great event of great importance to Papua New Guinea and the APEC region. You are remarkably well placed to help secure a stronger future for our region, and I look forward to embracing this unique opportunity and a greater shared opportunity. Thank you, and have a great day. Thank you very much.